Extraordinary day, everyone is welcome to my YouTube channel. Did you realize that in 2023, had he been alive, Sam Cooke would have celebrated his 92nd birthday? Sadly, he unfortunately died in 1964, very young, at 33. Sam Cooke was at the zenith of his vocation, perceived as the soul lord, and had an interestingly lovely voice. His melodic impact stretched out to an age of specialists, including Marvin Gaye Al Green, Bobby Womack, Stevie Miracle, Otis Redding, and James Brown. Among others in this video, we will investigate the uncommon occasions that followed from his better half remarrying his companion, Bobby Womack, 3 months after the fact, to the miserable story that prompted his miserable consummation. So, on the off chance that you're a Sam Cooke fan, or just interested in this spirit legend, stir things up around town button, and we should make a plunge vocation and early life brought into the world in 1931 to a Baptist clergyman and his gay spouse. Sam Cooke's melodic excursion started inside the domain of the congregation. His initial openness to singing in chapel established the groundwork for his future profession. Cooke's melodic gifts prospered during his experience growing up, and he at last turned into an individual from the vocal gathering. The spirit blended prior to leaving in an independent way. At first centered around gospel music, he changed to keep pop melodies in the last part of the 1950s and all through the 1960s. Past his enthralling voice, Cooke's ability as a lyricist was essential as he wrote his own tunes. He accomplished an uncommon accomplishment during that period by holding responsibility for ACE accounts, a critical achievement for recording specialists. He even settled his own music distribution organization and protected a noteworthy agreement with RCA in 1960. His melodic excursion was set apart by a line of significant hits, including tunes like You Sent Me, A Change Will Come, and Great World Cupid. A bunch of convicts curved the night away, and Ready and Waiting Home to Me. These hits cemented his status as a melodic symbol resounding with crowds across the ages. Sam Cooke passed away unfortunately on December 11, 1964, at the age of 33. Sam Cooke's life was stopped when he was shot and killed by Bertha Franklin, who filled in as the chief of the Hacienda Inn in Los Angeles, California. The judicial procedures ended up with the decision that Cooke's demise was reasonable murder anyway. Since that game-changing occasion, questions have persevered in regards to the conditions encompassing his passing. Cooke's family, companions, and committed fans have brought up issues about the subtleties of the episode. Bertha Franklin kept up with that. She acted justifiably, stating that Cooke had effectively entered her office and, furthermore, attacked her. Yet Cooke's associates and the people who respected him quickly raised wariness about her record. The haze of vulnerability encompassing his unfavorable end has kept on blending hypothesis and interest throughout the long term. Sam Cooke's significant other lady friends and 6 kids, his most memorable marriage was to artist Dolores Elizabeth Milligan Cooke, who was killed in an auto crash in 1959. Despite the fact that he and Dolores were separated at the time, the Cooke paid for his ex's memorial service. The Cooke married his second spouse, Barbara Campbell, in Chicago in 1959. Getting comfortable in Los Angeles, the vocalist's main living place, their marriage was set apart by geographic distance and an absence of profound association, in spite of being Cooke's high school darling. Barbara wound up among his numerous heartfelt contributions. Together, they had a little girl named Linda, who endlessly conceived in 1953 when Barbara was only 17, Tracy, who conceived in 1960, and Vincent, who conceived from 1961 to 1963. Anyway, Cooke's undertakings prompted him to father kids with 3 different ladies, at last making him a dad of 6 youngsters. Their misfortune further intensified their stressed relationship when their 3rd kid, Vincent, died at the young age of a year and a half. The tragedy of Vincent suffocating in their family pool added one more layer of distress to their generally complicated and cold marriage. Barbara continued on so rapidly among the Womack relatives that Sam and Bobby shared an especially close and positive relationship. Bobby Womack was a protege of the Sam Cooke, and their bond was set apart by mentorship and common regard. Unfortunately, their kinship was brief as the Cooke was lethally taken shots at the Hacienda Inn in Los Angeles on December 11, 1964. Barbara Cooke's quick remarriage to Bobby Womack, simply 3 months after her significant other's lamentable demise, created a ruckus among fans who were shocked by the fast circle back empowered Sam to continue on rapidly in spite of the conditions encompassing his demise. This may not come as a shock. Barbara's own issues and her embarrassment originating from the conditions of her better half's killing added further intricacies to her profound scene in her weakness. Barbara looked for comfort and security from Bobby Womack. She was 29 years old at the time, while he was 19. By 1965, she urged him to wed her. However, the age distinction between them was 10 years more established than his. This cocked eyebrows and accumulated analysis from the people who opposed their relationship and quick association, Bobby Womack embarrassing Sam Cooke in death. The result of Sam Cooke's passing prompted a progression of mind-boggling and questionable occasions, including Bobby Womack's appearance at Sam Cooke's burial service in Cooke's vehicle, wearing his suit close by Cooke's significant other. Barbara caused a stir because of the uncommon conditions. Bobby Womack wed Barbara Cooke only 3 months after her better half's demise, which earned analysis and dissatisfaction from fans and onlookers. The intricacy of the circumstance developed when it became realized that Bobby Womack had been associated with Linda Cooke, Sam Cooke's firstborn girl, even prior to marrying Barbara. This tangled trap of connections further stressed the generally wild circumstance. Bobby Womack's way of behaving didn't end there. He later delivered a tune that addressed his heartfelt inclusion with his late companion's better half. The tune named I Wish He Had No Faith in Me, So A Lot was delivered in 1985 after Sylvester Cooke's demise in the melody Bobby references the trust Sam Cooke had put in him, suggesting the nearby bond they once shared while likewise communicating his craving for Cooke's significant other. This tune featured the confounded and hostile nature of Bobby Womack's associations with Sam Cooke, his better half, and his girl. This added to the layers of discussion encompassing their entwined lives. Barbara and Womack wound up having a child who they named Vincent, named after her late child Bobby and Linda messy issue. Things deteriorated when Barbara found Bobby Womack and Linda Cooke in bed. Linda was Sam Cooke's firstborn little girl with Barbara. She was upset to such an extent that she drove him out of their home. They separated from after this, yet this episode demolished Linda and Barbara's relationship. In his self-portrayal, he revealed that he and Linda used to slip away the house to share personal minutes. Not long after this insane time, Linda Cooke became Linda Womack by wedding his sibling Cecil Womack, with whom she shaped the couple Womack and Womack. Bobby and Barbara, hard of hearing in 2014, Womack passed on at 70 years old. Before his demise, he conceded that he had not addressed Barbara, Linda, or his sibling Cecil. In September 2021, it was accounted for that Barbara Campbell Cooke had kicked the bucket at 85 years old. Cooke's inheritance. It's magnificent to hear that Barbara's granddaughter is attempting to keep her late grandfather's heritage alive and pertinent. Sam Cooke's music lasts, affects different ages, and keeps on resonating with significant social developments. A change will come with a strong melody that rises above time and stays applicable to different cultural battles. Initially delivered in 1964, the tune was motivated by Cooke's own encounters with racial segregation and his expectation of a superior future. It turned out to be firmly connected with social liberties. Development is a vital time in the battle for racial correspondence and equity in the U.S. The way that this melody is currently associated with the Dark Lives Matter of development exhibits its perseverance through importance. I am grateful to you for watching this video.